Hey friends, if you remove a fish from water, which is its natural habitat, do you expect it to survive in a dry land? I guess not. The same applies to humans. If someone removes himself or herself from their natural habitat, they are going to experience some degree of psychological crisis. Come on with me. Let's talk about this in this episode. Hey, what's up, my lovely friends? Happy holidays. I do hope you have a joyous and memorable moment with your families. If you can, could you please stay out of the social media to enjoy your time with your family? Yes, it's easier said than done. I can't stay out of social media. I love social media. Thank you so very much for returning to my channel and for subscribing. As always, I am very grateful. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed already, could you please push the red subscribe button and the black notification bell? Don't forget to hit the like button, to send out the YouTube algorithm to recommend this video to as many people as possible. Also, don't forget to share. Let's spread the awareness. Let's grow this channel. Come on, we can, right? Today, I'm going to be discussing 7 psychological crises that African in diaspora experiences. In my theory, disclaimer, I am not generalizing these theories to everyone. Some people might experience it to some degree, and some people may resonate with all the 7 points. So yeah, that is just my theories. Number 1 is personality crisis. Because most of us have this interchangeable dual personas as a result of living 2 cultures. We live the culture of our native countries and the culture of our host countries. And so, this is the way it goes. Anytime we are leaving our homes, our real person and our native culture stays at home, while we wear the facade of the host culture in order to integrate better into the society. And it's not as easy as that, because even while wearing that facade, certain people will need to stay on top of their accent to make sure they are speaking in such a way that the people around them is going to understand them better. They're going to stay on top of their mannerism, like regulating your voice so that you don't get perceived like you are yelling or that you are rude, because you can be easily misunderstood. So you stay on top of all these things while you are out of your home. So that is what I meant by wearing a facade, because that is a different person in you. That is not totally who you are. And until you come back to your home to get back to your real self, unfortunately, this is what it is. And it doesn't matter how long you have been here. There is not a time you can fully adapt to a foreign culture. You're always going to battle between your real self and your borrowed self. You can imagine the conflict within you living 2 personas. is a very difficult thing, my people. The second one is identity crisis. I mean, the whole frustration that comes with trying to integrate into your new culture and the rejection that often comes with it, the microaggression and the racism. And people continue to modify their values, their principles, their belief, everything about their original selves they want to delete in order to embrace the full culture of their host countries. And even when they do all that modifications, they're still not accepted. They feel the sense of rejection. Some people completely change their African names to make it easier for their host culture to be able to pronounce their names. Can you imagine when you continue to delete your original self chip by chip until you have nothing left to delete from yourself? That is identity crisis right there. Or when you decided to modify your name to sound less of Africa to more Western. My friend, that is identity crisis right there. Number 3 is the fear of your own mortality. The mortality that I meant here is death. It is real. Living in a foreign country without family members or family support is daring. You have to constantly worry about your health and about your life. You worry about what is going to be fate of your children should anything happens to you, especially when your children has not reached the age of emancipation. This fear of unknown takes a toll in you and is a legitimate concern, because the moment anything happens to you and there is no immediate family that will take custody of them, they will end up in the system. As a matter of fact, I knew of 2 brothers. The younger brother died, and while people were visiting the older brother for condolence visit, he contracted COVID-19 and he died. So 2 brothers dying at the same time. And the older brother's wife died a few years ago, and he has teenage daughters. God knows the fate of these children. Number 4 is the fear of survival. We constantly worry about maintaining our jobs at all times, to be able to pay for our bills, our mortgage, our utility bills, put food on the table for our families, especially when you are raising the children under microscopic supervision of the system, because believe me, they are watching to see what you did right or wrong to remove your children from you. So you constantly worry about, your ability to provide for your family, to provide the best that you can provide for your children before they use it as an excuse to remove your children from your home. So fear of survival is a huge component of this psychological crisis. Number 5 is loneliness and aloneness. Loneliness is a trigger to depression. Certain diasporans struggle with a degree of depression as a result of loneliness. If you have problems, you're going to deal with it by yourself. Friends are not always available. on the phone to talk with you about whatever that you are facing, because everybody is on a rat race. Everybody is facing their own demon in this country. So you basically alone to deal with your problem. The worst part of it is the isolation part. People rarely get in physical contact with friends. Your friends might be living out of state. You might be talking to them for decades, and you have never been able to see them. Even the ones that is living within your state, it's hard to hit up with them because they have different schedules from you. So it's basically an individualized and isolated culture. These kind of things can trigger depression. Also, the monotonous lifestyle of work, home, maybe go to grocery and church. This kind of lifestyle can be extremely boring, and again, boredom is another trigger for depression. So there is no social life here. There is no community life. This is not what we that were born in African continent are used to. Number 6 is the constant worries about the families that you left behind in your home country. Maybe you have sick parents that you are taking care of. So anytime you get a call from your home country, your heart jumps out of your chest. Your heart is palpitating because you don't know what kind of bad news they are about to tell you. When you hold your chest, you can feel your heartbeat on your hands because of how anxious you are. You'll be like, is mommy okay? Is daddy okay? Is everybody okay? What's wrong? Why are you calling? And you will be all suspicious, like you are reading their, what they say or how they say it or their non-verbal behaviors. You will be like, are they hiding anything from you? I mean, this is a daily dose of anxiety that we have to go through each time we get a call from home, especially when you have aging parents. It looks a bit insignificant, but it's not. You can imagine adrenaline that is popping in your body as a result of that anxiety before you get reassured that everyone is okay. Maybe it's about me overcaring about my family. I don't know about anyone else. Do you experience that? This probably accounts to why many diasporans invest so much at home, okay? To make sure that they are taking care of the families that they left behind. At least if they are not physically present, so that their families can feel their presence by their own contribution. So we might be separated physically, but emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually, we are very much intact in Africa with our families. Number 7, and the last, is the stress of paying bills between two continents. You are already drowning on the many bills you have to pay in your host country. This is a merciless culture. If you can pay for your apartment or your mortgage, you are out on the street the next day. If you can't pay your energy bills, your utilities are cut off. So you have to constantly worry about footing the bills where you live to keep you and your nuclear family comfortable, and as well as paying the bills in your home country. Like I said, mentioned earlier, paying hospital bills for your parents, getting calls for your siblings who needed one assistant or the other, and this assistance is unending. No matter how much you try to help, they're going to be coming up with more and more requests. And sometimes your parents can even try to manipulate you to get some help for their other children from you. So at the end of the day, it seems you have the whole burden of the world upon your shoulders. This stress is enormous and it can be toxic. And it does kind of have a very serious impact on people's physical and mental well-being. Thank you so much. Please, before you leave, kindly help me hit the red subscribe button and the black notification bell. Please hit the like button. Share, share, share. Let's spread the awareness. Thank you so very much, my people. Peace.